The first topic is Superman and Lois, episode 9. Maher, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to because we got a comment from Captain RGD who said, "Where is the Superman and Lois episode 8 review?" Because we forgot to do it last week. We had
Yeah,
we had so many topics, we forgot to do that episode. But it wasn't like it was a bombshell episode. It's not like loads of amazing things dropped. I'll just quickly talk about last week's episode. So basically,
yeah, go ahead.
Lois Lois Lane finds out that in the other Earth where Captain Luthor is, she's married to Captain Luthor on the other Earth, and they had a daughter. So like in that timeline, but she doesn't know about it. She doesn't remember. She just is in a different world. So she got to see pictures and stuff of that other Earth. But the reason it hit her so hard was in the main Earth of the Superman and Lois show, she was pregnant and she lost the baby uh, inside her, so that she never had the child. It was a girl, which is something that we didn't know about. So that's why it kind of hit that episode was really hard on her because she did actually have her child, her baby girl, in a different Earth, and in the other Earth, the exact same name that she was going to name her child on this Earth. So it's pretty weird, and for her especially. And so that's what last week's episode was really her dealing with that, and she was kind of taking her anger out on her sons just because it was such a big thing to learn. And then she was going to a counselor and stuff like that to deal with these kind of anger issues she was having. And so it was a pretty good episode last week, but it was mainly just an acting episode from Elizabeth Bullock. I think she did an amazing job. She was absolutely brilliant. But this week's episode was like it wasn't anything amazing either until maybe the last 2 or 3 minutes. So like Morgan Edge is the big businessman in this town, and he is creating Kryptonians. He's building a Kryptonian army, basically to take over the world. And these are all people from Smallville because originally the crash of the Kryptonian ship with Superman in it was in Smallville. So there's kryptonite all over the area and stuff like that. That's why he's drilling, being made by the government in case Superman ever went rogue. So Superman was kind of affected by this gas last week, but he was able to overcome it pretty quickly. And Captain Luthor looks like he was going to kill him with a spear, kind of like that would be Superman, but he ended up not doing it because Lois Lane was able to stop him from killing Superman. But it looks like that the gas from last week's episode has affected Superman. It's taken a longer time to actually affect him. It's also affecting his son, who has his Superman powers, Jordan. So in this episode, the two of them are kind of weak and they're sick. But Superman is stronger than his son, so he's able to take it a lot more. But he goes to a bank robbery in Mexico, and these guys have shotguns and guns and bullets. But like that doesn't hurt Superman, right? But in this episode, it kind of does, and he's got bruises all over his body, and he can't really explain it. But his son Jordan, who's obviously weaker, ends up getting sick, and it looks like he has a cold. But every time he sneezes out kind of Superman's ice powers, where he's able to freeze things. That was kind of funny, but it's actually overtaking Jordan's lungs, so he has to go to the Fortress of Solitude with his son, and he has to kind of use his X-ray power, his beam in the Kryptonian Forces of Solitude to help his son. But by the end of the episode, long story short, um, we find out that Morgan Edge is just a businessman. He's actually of Kryptonian descent, and it looks like that he is from Krypton as well. And he drops a bomb kind of in this episode where he goes brother. So I don't know if he's actually Superman's brother or he just calls them brother because they're from the same planet and they're the last of their kind. I'm not too sure. But you have Morgan Edge in a black suit. He's a Superman. He has the same powers as Superman, and the two of them look like they're about to fight. And then Morgan Edge goes, "It's about time you learned what's really going on." And then the episode ends there. So basically, the episode wasn't full of amazing action sequences or plot twists or anything. It was a pretty straightforward episode, but the ending kind of got us all thinking, "Oh, what exactly is going on here?" So I thought that was pretty cool. Learn that Morgan Edge isn't just a corporate businessman who's trying to take over the world like Lex Luthor. He actually is a Kryptonian himself, which was pretty interesting.
How is Morgan is Kryptonian exactly?
We don't know yet. I'm sure we'll find out in the next episode. But yeah, so he had a black suit on him as well,
So
and
he
the
was
S
in
wasn't like.
the Man of Steel crush.
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't have a clue exactly. We don't know. That's a good point. Now it could be either
It's
this
not a
because
good
he
point.
has.
I was joking about the movie.
Well, he could. He could be because yeah, the open pod. Yeah, he could be. But they could take that Snyder idea and actually bring it into the
Right.
show, which people will cause absolute uproar if they do that. But also like he is using ex kryptonite to make a Kryptonian army. So basically, he gets people like you, Casey. He's gives you kryptonite, but it's Kryptonian consciousness that goes into your mind and overtakes you. So you don't know really what you're doing, but he's able to control you in a certain way. So it could be just a random person that has it, but they don't know what they're doing. That's what he's doing. So I don't know if he did the experiment on himself, and this is why he has Kryptonian powers. That could be the reason as well, or he could be from Krypton. But he said to Superman, brother, so he's probably from Krypton. So we'll have to see next week where that goes. But I thought it was a nice twist. I wasn't expecting it. It's like the John Henry Irons thing. Wasn't expecting him to be Steel. So yeah, I think it's very hard to spot the twists that they do in the show and to actually see. Oh, in some shows you can tell. Oh, that's what they're doing. But here you can't really tell. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.